Hello, my name is Siobhan Murray. I'm the interim independent police auditor for just about 6 more days. I have been in the office since 2007, so a good 10 years, and thus I think I'm qualified to tell each and every one of you how you can file a complaint. Anyone can file a complaint. You don't have to be a participant in the police encounter, although if you are, I do encourage you to take action if you feel an officer engaged in misconduct. But it could be your mother, your brother, your neighbor. It could be any of you that read an article in the paper and was concerned about what happened. And it's pretty easy. All you need to do is call our office. We have postcards that are in the foyer. We have a website, and the process is pretty simple. You will be calling, hopefully calling, and speaking with either myself or one of my intake staff. We will be asking you a couple of things. Number one, we will ask for your identifying information so that we can send you a summary letter of your statement. However, you can remain anonymous. If you remain anonymous, we can still go forward with the complaint, but you won't get correspondence from our office about what happened in the end with your allegations. So if you call our office, I will be asking you another important question, and that's whether or not you want your statement to be recorded. I personally encourage complainants to allow me to record their statement because then it best reflects your words and what you felt. And it's not my transcribing or putting words in your mouth. So again, I'll be asking you for identification, name, address, birth date, how did you hear about our office, which is important for our outreach. And then I'll be asking you, when did it happen, where did it happen, and what happened. In general, I try to get their complainants to tell me their complete story so that I can hear pretty much a summary of what happened from beginning to end. Then I ask Then I'll be asking you some follow-up questions. And this isn't to be annoying, although some people find it this way. It's so that I can flush out factual issues that are important in the long run. So for instance, someone might say the officer treated me differently because I have a tattoo. I might ask that person, where is that tattoo? It was on my arm, my upper arm. I might ask you, were you wearing a long sleeve shirt? This would be important for me to know, because if the officer couldn't see the tattoo, he wouldn't be able to know that you had it and thus treat you differently. I will be asking questions to try to identify certain allegations. Under the duty manual, we have several identified allegations, which range from courtesy, something like the officer was rude to me, to use of force. There are a variety of allegations that are in between those. Once we identify pretty much, I have the scenario, I have an idea of what happened, we end our recording, and then I give you kind of a boring speech, which goes like this. You have now filed a complaint, and I will be sending you a summary letter with an identifying number, so that when you call back, we can make sure that we're talking to the person who filed the complaint. From here, the complaint will go to Internal Affairs, which is a unit of the police department. Currently, our office lacks any ability to investigate. But at Internal Affairs, they do have trained investigators that will be looking at your complaint. Firstly, they will probably be listening to your summary statement, and then they'll be doing important steps such as getting the police report, identifying witnesses, perhaps getting medical records, all the documentation they need to assemble. Next, they'll try to get statements that they may or may not need. Subject officers may or may not be interviewed. If they are, I or someone from my office can attend. In the end, however, It is internal affairs that writes up the investigation and makes findings. Then that big pile of documents comes to our office, and we determine whether or not the investigation was fair, thorough, complete, and unbiased. If we think it's not, we will send it back to the police department. Then we might have some back and forth with the chief. Then we might have some back and forth with the city manager. At the end, you'll get a closing letter, which will say how the allegations were closed and what, if any, discipline was imposed. If you have any other questions, I encourage you to call us, to call me, to contact our office. Our email is on our postcard and on the web. Thank you.